the act when defending.
I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
And just like that, the show can begin. People deluded, I'm back again. Happy Monday, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. If you haven't smashed the like button, make sure you smash the like button. Let's see what news is concerning our football club and all the rumors. As we know, 99.9% of this is BS. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Until a man has dotted the I's and crossed the T's of his contract, holding the Arsenal shirt in a background like this green screen in the club's training ground or the stadium or wherever, we don't know. But it provides talking points where we haven't got too many where football's concerned with it being the off-season. Gundogan, he's spoken allegedly. Pep Guardiola has spoken about his future. First up is Gundogan will choose between Arsenal, City and Barcelona this week. Except a twist, Saudi option is ruled out. Barcelona cautiously optimistic. Now, Barcelona probably have to do some financial accounting. For me, it makes sense. If I'm Gundogan, honestly, I'm going to Barcelona. You've been at City for 7 odd years plus. You've won stuff. What better way to go out than at the top where they've done the three-peat, claimed the treble, go and learn from a player and a manager, well, ex-player, now manager in Xavi, beautiful city of Barcelona, where I'm sure his wife would love that as well as himself. New league, all of that jazz. Equally, though, I would want to stay at City. His career approaching the end of it, kind of. You want to, at some point, his career started at 16, 17, 18 and is going to end at 35. You want to think about the moments and definitely at his age where it's all about the present. What better team in world football than Manchester City to keep winning major honours? There's obviously, you got Bayern there. Clearly, he doesn't want to return back to Germany. I personally thought he would do a Mesut Ozil in that, like Ozil, he's of Turkish descent. I thought at some point he'd probably go and play in the country of his homeland, of his parents' homeland in Turkey. And ironically, the Champions League final was in Turkey. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So I would have thought that. Obviously, it depends on how fit he feels, how he wants to play on. It's down to him, innit? Would love Gundogan at the club, especially if we're not going to grab Caicedo. Gundogan's family is in favour of Barcelona. His wife loves the Catalan capital. I love Barcelona too. Gundogan said when asked in a press conference about Barcelona, it's a beautiful city. Guardiola said, I know Barca love Gundogan and Xavi has called him many times. We want him to continue. If in the end he decides to join Barcelona, I'll tell him that he'll have a great time. Now, obviously, Pep is a Barcelona boy. If he has to lose Gundogan to anyone, why not a club that he spent great years with as a player and a manager, really, and achieved great things? But that's interesting because now we kind of have confirmation of what we've been hearing, that Xavi has called him repeated times. Barcelona are interested, and Guardiola's been pretty blasé. At the end of the day, the City have probably put down the contract, probably convinced Gundogan in more ways than others. If he does need convincing to stay, and now it's down to the player, not just him. A few, you're hearing Kyle Walker, who's going to leave allegedly. Kyle Walker could stay or leave. Caicedo could stay or leave. Bernardo, Mahrez, Laporte, half of them City players are linked with moves away, really and truly. Now, since the season finished, we have been linked with letting Thomas Partey leave the club. But for what it's worth, 2 hours ago, the Evening Standard said Arsenal will consider offers for Thomas Partey this summer as they look to revamp their midfield. We all know he joined in 2020. He has 2 years left on his deal, and it's understood the Gunners could be tempted into selling him. Unless that means, we're telling Xhaka, you know what, you're staying for another year, you can leave on a free, or we might even give you a new deal or invoke I think there's an option of another year in Granit's contract. So say, forget about Leverkusen, Partey is the one who goes. I think it would be suicidal, forgive me for my terminology, to let Granit Xhaka and Partey leave. I understand it with the rebuilding things, but in terms of remaining competitive, attempting to do what we've done domestically this season and go beyond in the Premier League and all the cups and being in the Champions League, we need our key players. We need experienced players, really. They don't have to start every week, but I would love to have Thomas Partey, Declan Rice and a couple of other decent options. And with the Xhakas, the Parteys, the El Nenes, the Jorginhos, not just this summer, but probably next, we probably will sign a centre mid. You hope Lokonga could turn around and look like the next Yaya Toure, like company said, and we'd have another option, but we probably all know his days are numbered. Smash the like button, people, and let me know your thoughts. Arsenal already prepared to let Xhaka go, with Bayern Leverkusen in advanced talks over a £13 million move. You'd imagine if there's progress with Declan Rice, Xhaka's future can be sorted out. It's the international break. Can't imagine the deal was going to get done with Declan Rice being in England duty. When that finishes, whether Declan signs for Arsenal or not, we probably see something there. The 30-year-old party could follow him, Xhaka, out the door in what would represent a major overhaul of Arsenal's midfield. The Gunners are looking to bring in 2 midfielders this summer, and West Ham captain Declan Rice, as we know, is our number 1 target. Arsenal had their opening offer rejected last week, but will return with a fresh bid, allegedly. That will pave the way, or better yet, Rice's arrival will pave the way for Xhaka to leave, and Partey could leave, as Arsenal will only allow the Ghanaian to go if a replacement can be found. Caicedo is a long-term target, and Arsenal had 2 offers for him in January rejected, though Chelsea remained the favourites to land the Brighton man. The Gunners are also admirers of Gundogan, as we know, who's yet to decide what he'll do, people, and we all know the interest he's attracting, so I have to see. We also remain in talks allegedly over Kai Havertz after having an opening offer by Chelsea rejected. They want around 70 million. We are hopeful a deal can be struck for around 60 odd million quid. We're very confident of signing Declan Rice and Kai Havertz this summer, despite having bids rejected for both players, people. We're in advanced negotiations with Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Apologies for saying Caicedo, and are very confident of signing both players this summer, people. I'm trying to skip to the bulk of it. We all know we've had an opening offer of 90 million allegedly rejected, and a deal could go over the line with an improved offer as West Ham seek around 100 million quid, people. So yeah, I don't want to keep going over the same things, but as you can see, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice are the ones that dominate Arsenal's transfer rumours. Then obviously you move towards the Caicedos and the Gundogans of this world, people. We're ready to listen to offers for Partey, as we've already seen, people. Apparently, you know, we're still keen on Lavia of Southampton, people. So trying not to read the same thing. So yeah, we've had a bid rejected for Declan Rice. We're expected to go back in for him. The same can be said for Kai Havertz. We're open into Partey going. We still have an interest in Caicedo departing the club. In signing Caicedo, depending on who departs the club and depending on what Chelsea are able to do over there. We're yet to actually submit this second offer for Declan Rice, people. So maybe further negotiations are going on. But for what it's worth, Arsenal have yet to submit their second bid for Declan Rice, with West Ham waiting on a new and improved offer, though this transfer raggle that seems set to rumble on. As you'd imagine, people were expected to launch a second offer worth around 100 million quid, inclusive of add-ons. Chelsea and Man City have an interest in Rice, as where Man United are concerned, but we are the front runners, people. Apparently, West Ham sources said on Sunday yesterday they expect bids to arrive from the registered parties within the next 7 days. All 4 clubs have registered their interest, people. So we'll have to see. There could be many twists and turns. Balogun has ruled out another loan spell, people, and big up to him, Trusty, and obviously Turner and all the rest of the American squad as they won a trophy. And Balogun scored a great goal. You know, the progress he has made has been great. His contract is running out in 2025, people. So yeah, he's only played twice for this football club. You know, Eddie Nketiah has been linked with moves away. I do think if Eddie Nketiah went to France, he could get goals like Balogun. But I do think Balogun's got more to his game. The problem is you're at Balogun's mercy. His stock is high. He's made his feelings clear. He's contracted until 2025. If for what other reason Arteta is not convinced that the man wants to be here, sell and reinvest, really and truly. But for what it's worth, Balogun has said, what I can say is I definitely won't go on loan again. I'm not sure about the discussions that are going to take place. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm just committed to now. I try to stay present. I obviously want to enjoy the moment with my team and family. There you have it, really and truly. You know, I'm not going on loan again, which I would, in an ideal world, I'd love for him to be open to it and sign a new deal so that you could go on loan, prove that you can get 20 plus league goals again. Next season, maybe a pathway opens. I would love for Balogun to get opportunities next season, but equally, if the man don't want to be here, make the money. Some people, and I don't think he's really said that, but some people could take what we just read there as play me or sell me, simple business, in which you're an American international now. You need to play regular football if you want to continuously get called up, people. So yeah, it is what it is. We've already spoken about the Pep Guardiola stuff. This article by Football Transfers has said that Tierney is likely to stay at Arsenal, which is news to my ears. Talks between Tierney and Arsenal regarding the Scottish defender staying at the club next season are progressing well. Football Transfers has been told, allegedly, he's been strongly considering leaving the club in order of first-team football. He struggled to play football. Talks had taken place over a swap deal with Man City that would have seen Tierney move to the Etihad in a player plus cash exchange involving Caicedo Pardon me, Caicedo. Now, if you're struggling for game time at Arsenal, City's a different thing. Although I'd rather sit on the bench at City, you pick up a lot of trophies, people. So yeah, apparently Mikel Arteta sat down with Tierney and made it clear he does not want Tierney to go this summer. Tierney was assured that he remains an important part of the Arsenal squad and will get plenty of game time next season. The understanding is that Arteta plans to regularly set up in a three-man back line next term, with Tierney ideal for such system, which is true. He's shown he can play as a centre half or an indirect centre half. Arteta has no plans to currently bring in a new left back in the hope that the Scotsman will fight for his place. And to be fair, I think we need a right back regardless. I'm only moving for a left back as well if Tierney does move, people. Caicedo is still set to leave Manchester City this summer, and allegedly Arteta remains a big fan. Apparently Pep appreciates Tierney, and he was initially courted by Guardiola in January. Apparently Guardiola first spoke to Arteta about Tierney during the World Cup. Arsenal rejected City's interest, really. So we'll have to see what goes on in that regards, people. Once again, Nasser Kinsella, who I tried to get a video, but he had the DMs, even though he follows man, but it's cool. Arsenal still retain interest in Caicedo despite the current 100 million Declan Rice focus. Chelsea remain strong favourites, but certain circumstances could trigger a challenge from North London. Certain circumstances. What does that mean, really and truly? What does that mean? You know, does that mean that Caicedo doesn't want to go there? Does that mean we'd have to fail with Declan Rice? He's very ambiguous, people. For what it's worth, apparently, on Cancelo, Pep said, we've not received a bid from Barcelona from Cancelo, no proposals from them. I think they didn't inform Xavi in the correct way on that story. Fair enough, people. There you have it there. Fabrizio Romano's confirming what we see here. Once again, Pep Guardiola spoken on Gundogan. Arsenal's plan is for the midfield to be rebuilt around Captain Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice, provided they can reach an agreement with West Ham. They are also considering other midfield options in the transfer market this summer. Caicedo is the long-term target, but at this stage of the window is regarded more likely to make a move to Chelsea. As we know, Arsenal have an interest in Gundogan, people. Liverpool are trying to push to sign Ryan Gravenberch, and United have an interest. I only mentioned him because Arsenal have been linked with him. Sources have told ESPN during conversations, Arsenal have indicated that in addition to operating as a number 10 or an 8, they see Havertz is capable of playing in any of the three attacking positions in an interchangeable forward front line, which is true, really and truly. What West Ham insiders are saying about Arsenal's pursuit of Declan Rice this summer. Insiders at West Ham believe the club is in no rush to sell Arsenal target Declan Rice this summer. I mean, the market's just open, people. We're desperate to get the move over the line. The 24-year-old has played 5,000 minutes of football this summer and will need a break before starting the new campaign. But the man himself has said that, you know, he likes to play. Hammers insiders say they are in no rush, and unless the Gunners bid high, they're happy to wait to see what other offers are made, really, because at some point Arsenal might have to move away from this Declan Rice thing and get someone else. Paul Brown on Cassange has said, people, it wouldn't be a huge shock if Cassange was to end up at Arsenal. I don't think it would be a bad thing for him or the club. I don't believe so either, but where Fresnadar, Caicedo, all these other fullbacks, it appears that he's something that we'll only explore if we're not able to get certain other things over the line. Apparently, Palace are now concerned he could leave the club during the summer transfer market, people, and obviously we've been linked with him earlier in the window, as has Liverpool, Man United, Tottenham Hotshite, as well, in the 22-year-old who's quite a good player, really. Arsenal are looking to sell Cedric Suarez. We don't need to read the article. We should be looking to sell Cedric Suarez. Tierney, courtesy of a Mikel Arteta U-turn, looks set to stay at the Emirates. We've spoken on Balogun already. Once again, we have been linked with Lavia, people. We have joined Liverpool and Chelsea in the race to sign the 50 million rated 19-year-old from Southampton, people, following their relegation. As you know, Manchester City probably have a sell-on clause and they have a buyback clause that can be invoked next summer. Apparently, it's reported that Arsenal have also held talks with Lavia and have an excellent relationship with his camp, with the Gunners thought to have concrete and strong interest in bringing him to the Emirates. Chelsea have already opened negotiations with Southampton over a deal. Liverpool are plotting a bid, so make of that what you will, people. And obviously, the Mentos, Carl Walker-Peters, Ward-Prowse, what's his name, man? Is it Carlos something? Alcaraz of Southampton. He'd be decent at Arsenal as well. So a bunch of Southampton players will depart, really and truly. Apparently, City have a £25 million sell-on, 25% sell-on clause in any fee that Southampton get for Lavia. So that makes it a bit techie in that regards as well. Once again, Gundogan is thought to now be close to accepting a Barcelona offer. Once again, we've been linked with the RB people of Leverkusen, and it's one to keep an eye on, allegedly. Read into that what you will. I don't know what this article is saying really, but it's we all know Lazio want to sign Jorginho. We all know we want to sign Declan Rice. I'm really wary of repeating the same things. Again, we are very interested. Guardiola tells Spanish media Man City hope to secure star. This is probably in relation to Gundogan once again. So like I said, everything is going to be dominated around such people. Looking at what Goal.com have stated, people, you'll be pushed to find anything that is exactly new. We've already spoken on Balogun. He said he don't want to leave on loan. We're considering Lavia, people. Obviously, we're interested in signing the man. Alexis Sanchez has requested to rejoin Arsenal, but we've said no. Again, trying to skip past the Havertz stuff. Cassandra's spoken on. Balogun's wanted by Inter Milan. It's Inter Milan today, AC Milan tomorrow, Juventus the next day, and Napoli the day after that. Saliba's new deal is over the line, provided, everything keeps going to plan. We've called our interest in Caicedo, allegedly. Partey has been linked with a move away, as we already know. And we're to rival Paris Saint-Germain for Elise. Wouldn't be living in Edmonton if you didn't hear police sirens in it, people. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and the rest of it. One love.
Trophy. What?